International Crimes Tribunal indicts Sheikh Hasina as commander of July-August genocide and issues arrest warrant. Next hearing on June 16. Appellate Division directs Election Commission to restore Jamaat registration, overturns High Court verdict. Chief Advisor urges Chinese businessmen to become development partners of building a new Bangladesh. Finance Advisor to present national budget for 2025 and 26 fiscal tomorrow. BTV to telecast budget speech live at 3 p.m. Chief Advisors Japan visit highly successful. Bangladesh-Japan relation to achieve a new height, says Press Secretary Shafiqul Alam. National Consensus Commission's second round talks with political parties begins tomorrow. Hamas wants permanent ceasefire in Gaza, ready to release all Israeli hostages. And in Lahore, Bangladesh now batting in third and last T20 match against Pakistan. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to News at 10. This is Shoma Bose welcoming you all. Those were the headlines. Now move on to the details. The International Crimes Tribunal (ICT) has taken into cognizance the formal charges against ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and two others filed by the prosecution in a case over crimes against humanity committed during the mass uprising in July-August of last year. The other two accused are former Home Minister Asaduzzaman Khan Kamal and former Inspector General of Police Chaudhry Abdullah Al Mamoon. The tribunal today also ordered authorities concerned to arrest fugitive accused Hasina and Kamal and produce them before the court. The next hearing has been scheduled for 16th of June. Early in the morning, the ICT prosecution team submitted the formal charges in the case against the trio. On behalf of the prosecution, a formal complaint along with all relevant documents was submitted to the office of the tribunal register. Later, Chief Prosecutor Muhammad Tajul Islam presented the 134 pages charge sheet before the three-member tribunal headed by Justice Muhammad Ghulam Murtaza Mojumdar. The other two members of the tribunal are Justice Muhammad Shafiul Alam Mahmood and retired District and Sessions Judge Muhammad Mohitul Haq Enam Chaudhary. According to the prosecution, there are 5 specific allegations against the accused. A total of 81 witnesses have been named. Earlier, on 12th of May, the tribunal's investigation agency submitted its report to the Chief Prosecutor's Office, naming Sheikh Hasina as the instigator of the killings during the uprising that toppled her government. The hearing was broadcast live, a first in the tribunal's history, on Bangladesh television and the tribunal's Facebook page. Lawyers have said that the live broadcast of the hearing marks a new chapter for the judiciary by promoting transparency. The Appellate Division of the Supreme Court has scrapped a High Court ruling that previously declared the registration of Bangladesh Jamaat Islami as a political party illegal. It has also directed the Election Commission to restore the party's registration. A 4-member bench led by Justice Syed Rifat Ahmed delivered the verdict today. Barrister Ihsan Abdullah Siddiqui and Advocate Muhammad Shishir Moni stood for the Jamaat. On the other hand, the Election Commission has presented the lawyer Tawhidul Islam. While briefing the media, Advocate Shishir Moni said Jamaat's registration had been cancelled for political reasons. This verdict ensures multi-party democracy and participatory parliamentary representation in the country, the added. He also said that following the recipient of the brief order from the court, an application will be submitted to the Election Commission requesting the registration of Jamaat's registration and election symbol. The Jamaat's council expressed hope that the Election Commission would take prompt action in this regard. Meanwhile, Election Commission (EC) has said it will take decision on Jamaat Islami's registration, its election symbol and Ishraq Hossain's smash-up after getting copies of the relevant verdicts of the Appellate Division of Supreme Court. EC Secretary Akhtar Ahmed shared this with journalists at Nirbachan Bhavan in Dhaka today. Inviting Chinese investors to join hands in transforming Bangladesh at its very strategic moment, Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus called for building a future together which can touch the sky by exploring the extensive opportunities that Bangladesh offers. The Chief Advisor made the call while speaking at the inaugural session of the China-Bangladesh Conference on Investment and Trade in the capital this morning. Bangladesh Economic Zones Authority (BEZA) and Bangladesh Investment Development Authority (BIDA) jointly organized the event. In his speech, Professor Yunus said he was honored that President Xi Jinping has pursued his words, sending a high-powered Chinese business delegation to Bangladesh so quickly. The Chief Advisor said the engagement of the Chinese investors signifies a new chapter in Bangladesh-China relations and hoped that China will help Bangladesh see a similar transformation. He said this in a new journey that will continue to explore new horizons. Describing China as a master of manufacture, he laid emphasis on building partnership between the two countries for mutual benefits. In his speech, the Chief Advisor urged the Chinese investors to make Bangladesh their home and production hub.
Our interim government has been steadfast in implementing reforms aimed at enhancing the investment climate, streamlining regulatory frameworks, and ensuring a conducive environment for business operations. These efforts are designed to attract foreign direct investment, stimulate economic growth, and create employment opportunities for young people. Half the population of Bangladesh, as you mentioned, is under the age of 26. That's amazing power for Bangladesh. And a very, very creative, very dedicated young people. Young people who can be trusted with all the challenges of business, all the challenges of the world. For many years, Bangladesh has been touted as a strategic location at the heart of South Asia. Our dynamic workforce, which positions Bangladesh as an ideal destination for investment. Yet, for decades, we have failed to attract foreign direct investment. Scores of economic zones were developed, but they remain empty, in many cases being used for cattle grazing. Widespread corruption, misrule, and brutal dictatorship drove away potential investors. The July uprising, led by hundreds of thousands of young people, brought an end to those days. They are committed to create new Bangladesh. And that is the opportunity we got right now in history. So please be part of our history. Make a history for this nation with us. Today, as we embark on this journey together, I invite you to explore the extensive opportunities that Bangladesh offers. I urge Chinese investors to make Bangladesh their home and their production hub. Our young people ready to accept that challenge.
Chinese Commerce Minister Wang Wentao, Head of Business Development of BIDA, Nahyan Rochi, and Chinese Ambassador to Bangladesh, Wawan, also spoke at the function, among others. BIDA Executive Chairman Chaudhry Ashik Mohammed bin Harun moderated the inaugural session. The day-long conference was attended by 250 investors and businessmen from over 100 Chinese companies. Among them, 12 executives from 6 to 7 Fortune 500 companies were present. Besides, top representatives from 4 Chinese chambers of commerce were also joined at the conference. Visiting Chinese Commerce Minister Wang Wentao said that his country was ready to extend cooperation with Bangladesh in trade and commerce with a particular eye on agriculture, jute, marine fisheries and research. The Chinese minister, who led a large delegation of Chinese business people and industrialists at the China-Bangladesh Conference on Investment and Trade in Dhaka on Sunday, made the comments when he called on Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus at the State Guest House Jamuna in Dhaka. Referring to growing consumerism in Bangladesh, the Chinese minister said that he was impressed by the presence of shoppers in Bangladesh malls even after 10 p.m. and cited statistics that suggested that by 2030 Bangladesh would become the 9th largest consumer market in the world. The chief advisors insisted that there are huge opportunities left export in Bangladesh's villages, especially in the field of agriculture and in deep water marine and freshwater river fisheries. He said with a Chinese touch, every village in Bangladesh could be transformed into a production unit. The Chinese minister said China imports jute worth $100 million from Bangladesh annually, which is roughly 10% of Bangladesh jute exports, and with research and product diversification, this could grow manifold. The chief advisor said the Bangladesh's jute product designers can work together with Chinese experts. He appreciated the Chinese minister's gesture and thanked China for being on the side of Bangladesh as a friend. Finance advisor Dr. Salahuddin Ahmed is scheduled to present the national budget for fiscal year 2025 and 26 before the nation tomorrow. Tomorrow at 3 p.m., the finance advisor will announce the national budget live from Bangladesh television. The announcement of the national budget will be broadcast on Bangladesh Bethor and other private television channels and radio stations courtesy of BTV. Finance division officials said the budget for the next fiscal year will focus on boosting the tax-GDP ratio, facilitating the local industries, attaining desired revenue collection growth, creating new employment, attracting FDI, creating business-friendly environment, minimizing compliance gap, simplifying the accounting system of VAT. In a recent interview to BSS, the finance advisor said that the national budget of FY26 would be time-befitting and practical-based, having implementable approaches, seeing the interim government has considered all the microeconomic and social issues while framing the budget. Fiscal policy will prioritize tighter coordination with monetary policy, while the budget is expected to reflect recommendations from key reform commissions and task force reports. Dr. Salahuddin Ahmed has assured that the upcoming budget will be business-friendly, introducing tax policy designed to enhance investment, GDP growth and job creation. In the budget, emphasis would be placed on curbing public spending and reducing the budget deficit. Press Secretary to the Chief Advisor Shafiqul Alam said the Chief Advisor's visit to Japan was highly successful and will elevate the relationship between Bangladesh and Japan to new heights. He said this while briefing journalists at the Foreign Service Academy in the capital today about Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus' visit to Japan. The Press Secretary said that bilateral relations with Japan will be further strengthened in the future. He stated that during the Chief Advisor's cordial bilateral meeting with the Prime Ministers of Japan, Japan assured all-out support to the interim government.
এই সফরটি ছিল খুবই সফল এবং বাংলাদেশ জাপানের মধ্যে যেই সম্পর্ক এটা আমরা মনে করি যে এই সফরের পরে একটা নতুন উচ্চতায় উঠবে। এই সফরে তিনটা বিশেষ আউটকাম ছিল। একটা হচ্ছে যে অবশ্যই আমাদের সাথে জাপানের যে বায়োল্যাটারাল যে রিলেশনশিপ সেটা আরও গভীরতর, সেটা আরও স্ট্রঙ্গার হলো এবং এর ফলে আপনারা দেখেছেন যে জাপান বায়োল্যাটারাল টক্সের পরে যে আমরা যে 6টা এমওইউ সাইন হয়েছে তার মধ্যে কয়েকটা ছিল খুবই অন্যতম। একটা হচ্ছে যে তারা আমাদেরকে ডেভেলপমেন্ট পলিসি লোন, যেটাকে বাজেট সাপোর্ট বলে, তারা $418 মিলিয়ন আমাদেরকে দিবে আশা জানিয়েছে। আমাদের পশ্চিমাঞ্চলের সাথে নিবিড় কমিউনিকেশনের যোগাযোগের জন্য ডুয়াল গেজ ডাবল ট্র্যাক করা হচ্ছে এবং সেটার জন্য জাপান জানিয়েছে যে তারা আমাদেরকে 92 বিলিয়ন ইয়েন, যেটা সমমূল্য হচ্ছে $641 মিলিয়ন দিবে এবং ওরা আরও $4.2 মিলিয়ন আমাদেরকে দিচ্ছে বিভিন্ন স্কলারশিপে এবং হিউম্যান রিসোর্সের ডেভেলপমেন্টের জন্য। জাপানিজ প্রাইম মিনিস্টার শিগেরু ইশিবার সাথে খুবই সৌহার্দ্যপূর্ণ একটা মিটিং হয়েছে এবং আমরা যে ধরনের আশ্বাসগুলো চাচ্ছিলাম ওনারা প্রত্যেকটাই আমাদের সাথে বলেছেন যে এই ইন্টারিম গভর্নমেন্টের সাথে তারা থাকবেন এবং বাংলাদেশ ইন্টারিম গভর্নমেন্ট যে এই মিডি নিয়ে মানে মহেশখালী মাতারবাড়ি ইন্টিগ্রেটেড ডেভেলপমেন্ট ইনিশিয়েটিভ এটা নিয়ে যে একটা মাস্টার প্ল্যান করতে যাচ্ছেন সেখানে তারা সর্বাত্মক সহযোগিতার আশ্বাস দিয়েছেন। এই ট্যুরের মেজর দিক ছিল হলো জাপানিজ ইনভেস্টমেন্টকে অ্যাট্রাক্ট করা, আর তৃতীয় যেটা খুবই ইম্পর্টেন্ট দিক সেটা হচ্ছে যে জাপানের যে ম্যান পাওয়ারের যে মার্কেট সেটা আমরা মনে করছি যে এই সফরের পরে এটা নতুন দুয়ার আমাদের জন্য খুললো। এটার জন্য কিছু এগ্রিমেন্ট হয়েছে এবং আমরা আশা করছি এবং জাপানিজ কোম্পানিগুলো যারা আমাদের সাথে সেই একটা এই সংক্রান্ত একটা সেমিনার হয়েছে সেখানে জাপানিজ কোম্পানিগুলো জানিয়েছে যে তারা আগামী 5 বছরে বাংলাদেশ থেকে 1 লক্ষ লোক নিতে চায়।
During the briefing, Deputy Press Asad Muslimjoy said that the National Consensus Commission's second round of discussions with political parties will begin tomorrow.
এই ফরেন সার্ভিস একাডেমিতে শুরু হবে, সেখানে সংস্কার প্রক্রিয়ার সাথে সংশ্লিষ্ট সব রাজনৈতিক দলের প্রতিনিধিদেরকে আমন্ত্রণ জানানো হয়েছে। আমরা আশা করছি যে এই দ্বিতীয় দফা যে আলোচনা যেটা আগামীকাল থেকে শুরু হচ্ছে এটা খুব শিগগিরই শেষ হবে এবং এই আলোচনাটা শেষে ওনারা জুলাই চার্টার যেটা নিয়ে কাজ করা হচ্ছে সেই বিষয়ে একটা সুস্পষ্ট ঘোষণা দিতে পারবেন এবং খুব শিগগিরই হয়তো বা ওনারা আশা করছেন যে সেটাও স্বাক্ষরিত হয়ে যাবে।
The main spirit of the Bangladesh Liberation War is the path on which Ziaur Rahman has led Bangladesh. Therefore, he has been successful as a statesman. BNP Standing Committee member Dr. Khandakar Musharraf Hossain said this while talking at a discussion meeting at the National Press Club to observe the 44th martyrdom anniversary of Shohid President Ziaur Rahman today. The organization's convener and member of the BNP Standing Committee, Dr. Azad M. Zahid Hossain, chaired the meeting, which was attended by the organization's member secretary, journalist Kadir Goni Chaudhary, along with leaders of political and professionals organizations. Dr. Khandakar Musharraf Hossain said that those who do not wish to see Bangladesh as a self-reliant and developed country become enemies of Ziaur Rahman and kill him at an untimely moment.
পানির অপর নাম জীবন। আমাদের দেশে কৃষিতে, বিশেষ করে ধান চাষে, শিল্প কলকারখানায়, গৃহস্থালী সহ নানান কাজে পানির সুষ্ঠু ব্যবহারের অভাবে আমরা প্রচুর পানি অপচয় করে থাকি। ভূগর্ভস্থ পানির এরকম ব্যবহারের ফলে আমাদের পানির স্তর ক্রমান্বয়ে নিচে নেমে যাচ্ছে। পানি আমাদের অর্থনৈতিক, সামাজিক, বাস্তুতান্ত্রিক এবং পরিবেশগত সকল ক্ষেত্রে বিশেষ অবদান রাখছে। তাই আসুন আমরা পানি ব্যবহারে সচেতন হব।
Now moving to international news.